Hello, everyone, and welcome. I am Nancy Matthews and delighted to be here with you today. And this webinar was put together as a result of a conversation that I was having with Jill Lublin. And Jill is extraordinary. You are here today because you're a fan of Jill's. You know the value that she brings and the heart that she brings to everything she does in supporting authors and speakers and entrepreneurs to getting their message out, getting their books done, getting the publicity that they need. And Jill and I were talking about the value and importance of networking and having a community of people that support one another. And that's why Jill invited me to share this training with you today. I am a big time fan and long time networker, and I'm going to share with you some of the strategies and philosophies that I've brought to networking so that you do have a thriving network of clients, colleagues, and collaborators. And you may be wondering, where's Jill? How come she's not here? Well, earlier today, I did get a message from Jill that unfortunately she's got the flu. So we're going to send her some virtual chicken soup and some get well hugs. So everybody out there, let's go and send some good healing energy to Jill. She said to me today, Nancy, I'm so sorry, I'm not feeling well. Would you be okay managing this on your own? And I said, of course, get yourself some rest and some chicken soup. So let's, in the chat box, put some love out there for Jill, because I'll share this with her after the webinar is done. And so because I don't know many of you, I thought it would be wise to fill you in a little bit about who I am, my background, and why we're sharing this conversation about networking for real results. So a little bit about me and my background. Oh, you guys are awesome sending her that love in the chat box. Fantastic. So who's Nancy Matthews? I am an entrepreneur. I took the leap to full-time entrepreneurship in 2002, and I refer to myself now as unemployable. Anyone here who's an entrepreneur, and I'm guessing most of you are, so go ahead and say, yes, 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 I love being an entrepreneur. And with the lifestyle of an entrepreneur comes all kinds of freedom and ability that we have to design life the way we want it. And it also can come with some extra struggles and challenges, and that entrepreneur spirit and your passion and your why for what you're doing in the world is really what makes all the difference. So I thank you for showing up the way that you do. I created my first business back in 2002, and I opened a title company, mortgage lending, real estate investments, and in my very first year of business, I grew it, and by 2 years in business, I had taken it to over $1 million in revenue. And this is coming from a girl, and I say a girl, who was a single mom. I was a legal secretary living paycheck to paycheck for many, many years. Like, that was the only life I knew. And then when I stepped into entrepreneurship and got myself into the mindset of what it really takes to be an entrepreneur, got myself coaching and mentoring and tapped into some powerful networks, that was what it took to grow my business so quickly. I've been speaking professionally since 2004, and I was a terrified speaker in the beginning. And as you can see now, I kind of enjoy the process. And the reason that it's become so easy for me to do this is because of my true passion to connect with other people and support them in having the life that they want. This presentation right here is my 1,157th presentation. I'm also a fan of selling because I'm a fan of serving. So those speaking engagements and presentations have led to millions and millions of dollars in sales. I've done interviews. I'm the co-founder of Women's Prosperity Network, which I'll tell you a little bit more about in a moment, as well as a 5-time best-selling author. And I know many of you in this group, in this webinar today, are authors because you're working with Jill. So let me share with you about Women's Prosperity Network, because when we talk about networking, I believe that it's really about creating a network rather than just networking. And I'm going to go deep into that in a few minutes. So back in 2008, Women's Prosperity Network was created, and our mission is a movement and sisterhood of women coming together as in collaboration as a massive force for positive change in the world. And we talk about the WPN difference, and it's all about being real, getting real to achieve real results. By being real, it means being yourself in all your fabulous and all your glory, and also acknowledging, I don't have to be perfect. I can be perfectly imperfect and move forward and still make a difference in other people's lives. About getting real, really looking at where am I at? Where am I want to go? Where do I want to go? And what's that gap on the in between? And then through that process of being real and getting real, that's how you achieve real results. We have 3 pillars that we focus on in our workshops, our content, our masterminding, all of the group sessions we do. And it's on leadership, leading yourself, and then also leading others to their greatest successes. The community. And when you get to know the women in our community, you're going to say, where have you been all my life? I see we have a few of our members with us today, and I'm grateful that you're here. And growth. That true success comes about when we continually invest and pour into ourselves to increase our own capacity as leaders, as business owners, and as entrepreneurs. It was created, as I said, in 2008, so we're in our 12th year of business, serving high-achieving, impact-focused women. And I know that's each and every one of you here today. The community and Women's Prosperity Network, it was created by 3 sisters, and sometimes I forget to talk about this. And my sisters, Trish Carr and Susan Winter, we got together back in 2008 and took a look at the landscape of what was available for women in particular. And back in 2008, there weren't quite as many women's networks as there are today. And we believed in the power of the brilliance of each and every woman that came to our community. So everything we do has a component of masterminding to it and really giving each and every one of you an opportunity to share and shine. We offer online workshops, mastermind sessions, group mentoring sessions, as well as we have local chapters that actually meet in person. And I'll be sharing with you more about Women's Prosperity Network towards the end of the webinar and how you too could become a part of this extraordinary community. So today we're here to talk about the Busy Woman's Guide to Networking for Real Results. And if you're here on this session, you probably network in one way or another. And here are the top 7 reasons why people network. Number 1, which you would probably know, is to drive word of mouth referrals. And that's the number 1 reason. So I love that we have a woman with us who is all about word of mouth referrals. So kudos to you for knowing that's the power of doing business. So top 7 reasons. Number 1, to drive word of mouth referrals. Another reason that people network is to find suppliers and resources that will help you grow yourself and your business. It's about understanding market opportunities. It's also about getting new ideas and innovations for ways to do business. It's about improving communication, making new friends, and then also finding inspiration. Particularly as entrepreneurs, we can find ourselves kind of isolated or closed in or just spinning around in our own little web. So it's great to expand that web and surround yourself not just with like-minded people, because quite frankly, one of the benefits of having a powerful network and a community that you tap into is having different minds and different ideas. I like to say that it's about not finding like minds necessarily, but like spirits, people who operate from similar values. And that's the type of community and network where you can really find that inspiration, get those new ideas, make new friends, find suppliers and resources that you can trust, and of course, get those new clients. So When we talk about networking and these reasons, you may be curious what we mean today by getting real results. I know too many people are spinning their wheels, doing lots and lots of networking and just getting exhausted, but it's not necessarily filling their book of clients or filling their bank accounts. And let's face it, we need to have money in our businesses to keep going, to publish that next book. It's a cycle that we must continue to go through. So what we mean today by networking for real results is about this. It's about getting clients, customers, and referrals. If that's something you want from your networking, give me a yes, yes, yes in the chat box. It's also about getting real results by creating strategic alliances and having collaborations, because sometimes what happens is you're networking and it's just going after seeking a client, one client and then another, and that can be exhausting. So we want to show you a faster, better way to get more clients by creating strategic alliances and creating collaborations. One of the things that slows people down from that is you don't know who to trust or how to pick the right strategic partners. And I'm going to give you some powerful strategies for that today. What I also mean by real results is to have quick and proven strategies to grow your business. Let's say you want to put up a new website or put a program together, or you want to do Facebook ads or get on social media, and there's so much content out there and so many options, you could actually get lost in some of that. So having a solid network of people that you can connect with and you know are experts allows you to find those answers so much faster. And that's where having trusted relationships and resources really comes in. So if we know the top reasons to network, we know what real results are, what is it that can get in our way from achieving those real results? And it has to do with a couple of things. The number one challenge I hear, and you're going to resonate with this, and I'm impressed that you found the way to get here today, because the number one challenge everybody says, I don't have enough time. There's not enough hours in the day. So how many of you would love to have an extra hour or two every day because you just feel like you don't have enough time? With the strategies I'm going to share today, I want to cut down on that time factor so that you are spending your time in the right places and getting the results that you truly desire and deserve. So I don't have enough time, I'm spending time, I'm not getting results, and sometimes we're spending too much time chasing business instead of attracting those quality clients. I don't know about you, but I remember in the early days of my business, I was talking with everybody, hoping they would become a client, begging for them to do business with me. That's not the way it needs to be. With the right foundation and the right structure in place, you can attract those quality clients so you're not having to chase all the time. So let's talk about time. I love this little bit of a wake-up call and new perspective on how to think about time. And that is, you've probably said, I don't have enough time, whether it's to go to a conference, go to a networking event, make those sales and follow-up calls, put the content out there on social media. Like, there's so many things we need to do as an entrepreneur, and it can feel like we don't have enough time. But take a look at this. In every week, there are 168 hours. So watch this little pie chart, okay? So here's how we're going to divide up this time. 35 hours a week, which would be roughly 5 hours per day. So 7 times 5 is 35. Out of your entire week, 5 hours per day you would spend eating, showering, and traveling. And this is an average, obviously. Next, you've got 56 hours sleeping. Now, you can chuckle because many entrepreneurs are not getting 8 hours of sleep. But if you were getting 8 hours of sleep 7 days a week, that would be 56 hours per week. 40 hours working, and that is your average 9 to 5, 8 hours per day. And I bet some of you are spending more than that working in your business. And then what happens to the rest? So I'm sleeping, I'm working, I'm eating, I'm showering, I'm traveling. That means you actually have 37 hours of enough time every week. So the question is not whether you have enough time, but it's how you're spending your time. And today I'm going to share with you some ways that you can spend your time more efficiently and effectively, and perhaps even get those 8 hours of sleep. That would be so good for you. So let's get started. Here's what we're going to be talking about today. Number one is the formula for aligning with the right key players and strategic partners to grow your business. Then I'm going to take you through how to be seen, known, and sought after for your products and services without having to struggle or beg for business. And then lastly, I'm going to share the proven system for follow-up that feels great and will bring you great results. But first, I want to share and lay a foundation of my philosophy that has allowed me to grow that first business to $1 million in 2 years, to have sold over $12 million of products and services, to have thousands and tens of thousands of women that we've served through Women's Prosperity Network, to be invited to speak all over the country on an ongoing basis. And it's this foundational principle that everything we want in life comes to us somehow, some way, through other people. And I share this with you because it's the way you're being with people, it's the way you treat people, and the way people perceive you that will make all the difference for your success. And this foundation of how we treat other people, for me and our entire community here at Women's Prosperity Network, is grounded in what I refer to as the One Philosophy. And the One Philosophy is a little book that I've written. I'm just trying to see if I have it nearby. I don't. It's a little tiny book with a very big message. And the One Philosophy is about treating each and every person that you meet as the one, not just someone who you think is going to be the one. So I want you to just reflect for a moment when there was a time in your life when you were about to meet the one, that next best client, that referral person who was going to get you connected with somebody you wanted to meet, your spouse, your partner, whatever that is, the one, that one person. Years ago, I observed in myself and in others that when I thought I was in the presence of the one, I actually listened more carefully. I paid more attention. I had more respect and value on that connection in the moment because I thought they were the one. Now, here's the thing. The truth of the matter is that everyone is the one. And when you embrace every single interaction that you have with another human being, whether it's at a networking event, a conference, going to the supermarket, as a restaurant, including the service, the hostess, everyone there, when you treat people with that same level of respect that you do when you think someone's the one, everything in life opens up and it shifts because you're actually responding to people's most basic desire and need, which is to feel that they matter, to feel they have value. So I invite you all to take this on and be the one who treats everyone you meet with love and respect and curiosity to discover about them. And that's the key to truly successful networking. And let's go deeper in this. Part of the reason I know you're out there and you're networking is you want to bring in more leads for your business. So when people come to me and say, please help, I need marketing to bring in more leads. I need networking to bring in more leads. Well, here's what I know. You just don't want leads. You actually want quality leads. So let's focus on those quality leads versus just a lot of quantity. And the quantity can end up being a big stack of business cards on your desk that's overwhelming, that you're never going to get to. And if you go networking and collect a whole bunch of business cards, it's almost like wasting your time. So let's focus on quality instead of just quantity. And the best way to do that is by setting up strategic partnerships and alliances. And I'm going to take you through kind of quickly some activities I encourage you to do when we're done with today's session on really getting clear on who would be good strategic partners for you to connect with. And here are the guidelines for you to go through this activity after today's webinar. And it begins with really getting clear on who is your ideal client. And I would imagine most of you have gone through activities where you take a look at the demographics. How old are your client, your average client, your ideal client? What's their income? Are they married? Do they have children? Then we want to go deeper into their psychographics. What are their attitudes, their values, their fears? What's going on in their minds, particularly as it relates to your area of expertise? And then also their behaviors. What are their habits, their hobbies, and their lifestyles? Because knowing as much as you can about your ideal client, or your avatar, as it's often referred to, allows you to then consider for this person, besides the products and services that I would be able to deliver them in the area of expertise, it allows you to go deeper and begin to think about, well, what other products and services is my ideal client already spending money on? Let's face it, we're all spending money on all kinds of things every single day. And when you get clear on who your ideal client is and then begin to think about, well, what else are they spending money on? That can give you a clue as to who would be good strategic partners, because you're both serving the same person, but just in a different way. So to kind of foster some thoughts for you around this, take a look at where the average American spends their money. So if we start at the bottom, 13% of their money gets spent on food, 11% on insurance. So who do you know that's in the insurance services business, financial investments, life insurance? How about healthcare? Do you know doctors, gynecologists, plastic surgeons that are also serving your ideal client? People spend money on entertainment. So that's why their hobbies and their habits, where they go, what type of entertainment they like, allows you to create a joint venture around that. Let's think about this. If you are, for example, a health coach, you may be connected with somebody who owns a gym, or somebody who's a personal trainer that doesn't do nutrition, but you do nutrition. When you can have a strategic partnership like that, it allows you both to serve that same client and save so much time and serve that person better. So consider what else, let me go back to this slide real quick. What else is your client, your ideal client, spending money on? And again, I'm giving you the formula today for how to find those strategic partners. You want to dive deeper into it and perhaps get in a mastermind with some coworkers and colleagues of yours to dive into and have discussion, so you can think outside your own little box to discover great ways for you to do that. So consider these things. What else do they buy for their business? So for me, for example, with Women's Prosperity Network, we have a network. We also do coaching and mentoring. So what else are entrepreneurs buying for their business? They're probably going to need a CRM, a contact relationship management system, like Infusionsoft or Aweber or Constant Contact. What do they buy for their home? Are they renting? Are they owning a home? Do they spend a lot of time at the Home Depot? What do they buy for their children? Do they send their kids to karate lessons or dance lessons? If you serve young moms, having an alliance with somebody who owns a children's dance studio is a great strategic partnership. What do they buy for their parents or their siblings? Perhaps you're dealing with someone who's taking care of elderly parents. How do they treat themselves? Do they like to get massages? Do they get facials? Do they like to go shopping, go to the movies? And then what do they still worry about or not have a solution to? These are ways to think outside the box so you can create those strategic alliances and partnerships. And let me give you a definition of strategic alliance so that you can kind of lock this in and see it in another light. So a strategic alliance is an arrangement between two companies who've decided to share resources in a specific project. The two companies, which means you and a complementary provider. The specific project would be something to provide greater value to that common client or prospect. And here's an example for you to consider. So let's say you're a psychologist and you specialize in marriage and family issues, or maybe you're a divorce and money coach. Can start to think about where else is your potential client seeking support during these challenging times. So if you have any ideas around this, go ahead and put them in the chat box. So let's say you're a psychologist and you specialize in marriage and family issues, or you're a divorce and money coach. What else is that person going through? What else might they be seeking support in during these challenging times? So if you have some ideas, put them in the chat box, and I'll continue on to share my thought process on how to really expand into who you could do some great joint ventures or strategic partnerships with. So perhaps this person has consulted with a divorce attorney. If you're a divorce coach, it's likely they've consulted with a divorce attorney, or maybe with a counselor in the child's school so that they make sure the children are handling the situation well. Psychologist, good. Credit consolidation, real estate professional, exactly. They probably are going to be looking for a new place to live. So the more you can think about that ideal client and really the totality of what they're experiencing in their life, it allows you to go further. Oh, I like Jacqueline says, a chiropractor for stress or massage, or a financial person. Perfect. Expand those ways of thinking so that you can create those strategic alliances. And maybe you'll do a webinar together, or you'll host an event at somebody's office and both of you will do presentations to really support that person in getting through the crisis or whatever it is that they're going through. Here's another example to look at. Let's say you're in weight loss and health and wellness. That person who's on a path, and the divorced person might be going through this too, they're going to want new stylish clothes to present their fabulous new image. So one of my clients, Marcella, is an image consultant, and she provides a tip sheet and on a closet makeover in a health coach's package. So consider there are so many different ways. As soon as we zone in and get really focused on taking care of the person we're serving in our area of expertise and wanting them to get a full, holistic approach and solution to whatever it is that they're going through. Explore all possibilities and don't rule out your competition, because just because someone sells the same or similar product or service as you could still benefit from exploring opportunities. For example, myself, I'm the co-founder of Women's Prosperity Network. There's another network for women called eWomen Network, and we have both spoken at each other's events. Now, it might look like we do the exact same thing. We do similar things, and we believe in a spirit of co-opetition and collaboration. So it's okay. Don't rule out somebody who you think does the same thing as you, because they might do it differently. I had a client years ago, and there were two different skincare and makeup companies, and they actually partnered up to do spa treatments, because one business was focused on skincare and the other on makeup. So consider, how can you play together? How can you collaborate? I'm actually right now doing another collaboration with another women's group, and we both serve women. Why not come together and give them a more complete, fuller experience and access to even more people? Because that's what networking is all about, finding those trusted relationships. So let me show you this graphic. Just to spark some ideas. So Marcella is in the middle. She is an image consultant. Down to the right, the blonde, is Betsy, and she deals with helping people work through limiting beliefs. So you think if somebody's going through an image change, they might have to work with their subconscious mind a little bit. And then up in the top right-hand corner is Diane and Barbara, and they work with people for health and wellness and releasing weight. down at the bottom left-hand corner is the redhead is Catherine Hathaway. And she works with, she's an attorney who works with clients for bankruptcy, financial matters, and estate planning. Debbie Montgomery is the top left-hand corner, and she works with women who've been through online romance scams. So that one client could use all of these services to find their solution. Here's another graphic just to think outside the box. In the middle here is Kathy Pendleton. Her business is about get the care you deserve. And she's a healthcare advocate to make sure you're getting all the right information, asking the right questions in today's very complicated medical field. So up to the top right-hand corner is Linda Fosdick, and she has the Crisis Planner. So you can have all your insurance policies ready and all the documents prepared. On the bottom right is Lissa Delaney, who works with caregivers to make sure that they're being taken care of for themselves. Again, on the bottom left is Catherine Hathaway, the attorney who does estate planning. Top right is a money coach, Susan D. Robertus. All of these businesses can join together to do things like maybe you do an online summit to serve that person who's going through it. So I want you all to really consider the Busy Woman's Guide to Networking for Real Results is stop trying to do everything yourself and consider who can I partner up with that's serving the same client in another way so we can really maximize our results. So let's move on to this next strategy. And if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll get to you, all along the way or perhaps towards the end. So let's move on to number 2 that I promised to share with you, which is how to be seen, known, and sought after for your products and services without having to struggle or beg for business. And my number 1 cardinal rule when it comes to networking is you must stop card bombing. You know what I'm talking about. Hey, here's my card. Let's do lunch. Just passing your cards out like crazy. That does not get you real results. All that gets you is a stack of business cards. And the key to successful networking is remembering this, that people do business with people and you could all be saying it in the background because you know it, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. When you go to a networking event, do not give out your business card unless someone asks for it. When I go to a networking event and I say, hey, it's nice to meet you. And immediately, even before speaking to me, they pull out their business card and stick it in my hand. Number 1, I probably don't have my reading glasses on, so now I can't even read it. I want to know the person, not this piece of cardboard they handed me. So please get real results by only handing out your business card to people who ask for it, and ask for people to give you their card because then you're in control of the follow-up. So in order to be seen, to be known, stop card bombing. Remember that people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And this is where you really want to learn to leverage the power of community, which is 3 steps. Number 1, show up consistently. Consistently. You can't go to a networking event one time and expect to walk out with tons and tons of business. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. That's why if any of you are familiar with BNI, which is Business Network International, they require that you attend every single week so that you can build those relationships. When you show up consistently and also share your expertise and shine by giving value, that is what will have you build those relationships to go ahead and have people want to refer business to you. Because if you're just showing up at an event and you say, hey, here I am, this is what I sell, buy it from me, it's not going to give you the lasting results and long-term impact that will have you be successful over time. So remember this, that showing up consistently, sharing your expertise by shining and giving value to others will have people want to seek you out. When you share, when you give value, people will say, oh, I remember Pat, she's the one who's the amazing editor, ghostwriter, and publisher. I'm working on a book. I need to get my book to her. And that's a matter of fact what just happened with one of the members in our community, Pat Iyer, who I know is here on the call tonight, on the webinar today. She's an amazing book writing coach and editor. And another one of our clients, who's also named Pat, was working on her book and she was stuck. And Pat Iyer got together with Pat Rogers because Pat shows up consistently in our community. And the author was like, who's that woman that helps with books? It's Pat Iyer. And in 30 days, they got the book done, something she had been struggling with for over a year. And that happened because Patricia Iyer consistently shows up, shares her expertise, and gives value in our community. So that's a shout out to my friend Patricia Iyer. Thank you for being you and showing up. And here's the deal. I love this quote from Gloria Vanderbilt that says, I've always believed that one woman's success can only help another woman's success. And something we're really committed to at Women's Prosperity Network is getting rid of the myth that women don't support each other, because I see firsthand that when women come together in a spirit of collaboration, of belief in the abundance that's truly available to all of us, treating each other as the one, they are all successful. We have the most beautiful community of support and collaboration that to me, it's a privilege to create the space for all of you extraordinary women to come together. So let's get rid of that old myth that women are catty and go after each other. No, we build each other up. Can I get a yes, yes, yes in the chat box? Because I know that this is true. When women stand together, miracles happen. When women stand together, the world is made better. And that's what we're here to do together. Oh yeah, right on. Yes, yes, yes. It's so true. I love it. I know who's here today. You're my people because you showed up and you're in the spirit of wanting to make a difference. And when we can come together in this way and network for real results, which is all about positive impact for the people you serve, as well as yourself and your family, that's true success in my book. So one of the things that we do here at Women's Prosperity Network to make it easy for you is we provide a way for you to come together on an ongoing basis. So every month we have several opportunities for you to come together. We've got sessions that we do just for the members the first Tuesday of every month. Then on the first Thursday of every, I'm sorry, that should say Thursday, forgive me, it is third Tuesday of every month. We have members, and also we market to newcomers. So we are always bringing in new connections and people for you to meet, connect, create those alliances with, and do business with. Every Wednesday, we have our call, which we call Wow Wednesday, which is a midweek boost of inspiration, education, and motivation. There are local chapter meetings, and throughout the year, there are regional and national workshops and conferences. I share this with you because it goes back to that piece of showing up consistently. And when you show up on an ongoing basis, particularly within our community, you'll do business. You'll get the resources you need. You'll get the clients you want. Here's what happened for Amy. Amy Schumstein, she shared with us that everyone she has worked with in the past 4 years, everyone has come from the Women's Prosperity Network, which speaks not only to the availability, but the quality of the connections. Amy shows up and plays full out. And because she does that, that's how she gets most of her business through Women's Prosperity Network. And she's a health and wellness coach and an RN. Here's Yvonne Jones, who is an online marketing strategist. And what she loves about our monthly sessions that we do is she says the monthly group mentoring and mastermind sessions are like having my own board of directors to meet with every month. That keeps my business moving forward. This is a fabulous group of women who are on a quest to achieve their goals and reach out a hand to support others to do the same. Allison Ronas gets on our calls that we do, and this is all online that you can do from the comfort of your home. It's included in your membership. And Allison says, I love the monthly mastermind mentoring calls. Just about every time I show up, I get new business connections from around the country. So go to networking events in person and online, show up, give value, share your expertise, and no more card bombing. That's how you can be seen, be heard, and have people seek you out and ask to do business with you, as opposed to having to chase after clients all the time. All right, we're on to the third piece, which is something that most people resist, don't like to do, and I want to make it easy for you because it's all about the follow-up. We all know, and we've heard the fortunes in the follow-up. You've got to follow up with people, but then it can feel yucky, or you don't want to pick up the phone, or in today's day and age, people don't pick up the phone even when you do call them. So the key is to remember that this statistic, which is about to blow your mind. What I know is that too often, too much time, so this goes back to how you're spending your time. Too much time is spent on social media, posting your products and services, sending out emails, and doing all these impersonal ways of sharing with others about your expertise, your programs, your products, and your offerings. You can do those things as part of a very comprehensive marketing strategy, but the truth of the matter is you must get face-to-face or belly-to-belly with people, or on the phone, really connecting, because check this out, 92% of all customer interactions happen over the phone. So especially if your product or service is over $50 or over $100, just sending out emails is not necessarily going to get that sale to happen. You need to have a conversation with people and share with them the potential benefits to them. So let's take a look at how we can make follow-up more fun, more pleasurable for both you and the people you're calling. Because the last thing I want anyone to do is start doing a whole bunch of follow-up that's just about, hi, are you ready to buy my thing? Hey, we spoke last month. You want to buy now? You want to buy now? Nobody wants that. And the reason you probably resist making follow-up phone calls is you think that's how it's supposed to be done, but it's not. Let me show you the good way to enjoy follow-up and the reason why you want to do it. So taking a look at statistics, I like numbers. Statistics show that 48% of people never even follow up. Crazy. 1 out of every 2 never follow up. So that networking event you went to last week or the week before and you exchanged cards with somebody, one of you is not going to follow up. Don't let it be you. You be the one who follows up. Let's move on. 25% of people make a second contact and then stop. Only 12% make a third contact, and only 10% make more than 3 contacts. Now, here's the problem with that. The sale actually happens way, way down the road. So watch this. 2% of the time, a sale will actually be made on that first contact. So you and I both know it can often take a little bit of extra time and conversation to make sure the person knows you, likes you, and trusts you, and that the offering is the right fit. 3% of the time, a sale will happen on the second contact. 5% it will happen on the third contact. 10% of the time on the fourth contact. And watch this. 80% of the time, the sale happens on the 5th to the 12th contact. So you can increase your business by 80% with fantastic follow-up. Now, I know that part of the reason you're not making as many follow-up calls is because you don't want to be a pest. You don't want to be salesy. You don't want to be a nudge, and you're not sure how to do those follow-ups. But the question remains, if the sale occurs on the 5th to the 12th contact, when are you giving up on that contact? Because let's say you're in a health and wellness company, or you have a particular product, and you talk to me about that weight loss product. And when we talk the first time, I'm like interested, but I'm not really ready. And then you call me a second time and I'm still not ready. It's the holidays. I'm going to wait till afterwards. And then you never follow up with me. The person that calls me on that third, fourth, or fifth time, even if it's a new contact, I'm in a state of readiness now. And what you actually did was set up a sale for someone else. I want you to really let that sink in, because when you don't continue to build that relationship, if you've given valuable information and kind of moved somebody along in the process, but they weren't quite ready yet, that very next person that talks to them will end up getting the sale that you paved the way for. And I don't want that to happen for you. And you don't want it to happen either, because you know that you will give the best service, the best quality service, and you'll make sure they get the result. You don't know who they're going to end up with. So I invite you all to commit yourself to a higher level of follow-up and have fun with it by taking on these principal foundations. And that is, number one, when you make those follow-up phone calls, be genuinely interested in them. Do not call saying, oh, I'm calling because I want to make a sale. If you bring that energy to the phone call, the other person's going to feel it, and then you will end up sounding salesy. But if the energy you bring to the phone call is to be genuinely interested in them, remembering you get to be the one that has them feel that they're loved, appreciated, and that they matter, be curious in them, ask a lot of questions, and be a great interviewer to find out things about them and their lives. And when you become a great interviewer, particularly once you learn to ask some questions as it relates to your area of expertise in a very, very easy, nonchalant way, then they're going to reveal if they have something going on in their life that you may be able to add value to. So be committed to making lots of phone calls to get to know people, to find out about them, and trust in the process that when you are interested in people, it will reveal if you're meant to serve them. And that comes this third piece. When you're doing follow-up, do not be attached to making a sale. If you're feeling that desperation energy and, oh my God, I got to make this sale, I got to make this sale, the other person's going to feel it, and chances are you won't make the sale. I know you've all had experiences of both making calls or talking one-on-one with somebody and needing to make the sale and not making it. And then just like out of the blue, somebody calls you and, oh, they were ready for you. That's the energy we want you to stay in so that you can get those real results from the connections you make at networking and through your follow-up. Here's Marcella again. She called me and she's like, Nancy, I really need to generate some more revenue. I just got back from vacation. I was away in Europe for a month and, it's time to get back in the swing of things. And I was like, okay, it's time to make calls. And she didn't want to make calls. And I shared with her this tip about making phone calls that I picked up actually from Sandra Yancey of eWomen Network. And she says, take 20 Q-tips. And you want to take those Q-tips and put them on the left side of your computer screen. And then every time you make a phone call and speak with someone, you move one Q-tip to the side. So just have fun with it. Find ways to do it. So I said, don't call trying to make a sale. Call to just be interested in them, ask great questions, just get to know people, right? So I took her back to the foundational guidelines of making follow-up phone calls. And she calls me and she says on my very first call, she ended up making a sale for $2,800 because she was interested in the person. She was excited about what was going on in that person's life as well as what was going on for her. So have fun with follow-up and simply be the one who picks up the phone and cares about people. All right. So I shared with you these three things: creating strategic alliances, being seen, and having fun with follow-up. And if we take a look back at these 7 reasons why people network, we've kind of covered lots of these things today. And the key is to really look at how you can leverage the power of community by showing up consistently, sharing your expertise, and shine by giving value. And I also want you to consider to being open to surprises that will come your way when you show up as the one and kind of follow your path and be in a community of amazing support. So this is one of our members, Debbie Montgomery Johnson. And Debbie became a member of Women's Prosperity Network, and she ended up coming to one of our trainings, which is a speaker training. And she came to the speaker training that we do because she wanted to get out and start speaking at local chambers of commerce, networking groups, and things like that about her company and this supplement they have called benfotiamine. You see, her husband had passed away suddenly several years ago, and he left her this business, and she didn't really know much about it or necessarily have much passion for it, but it was what she needed to feed her family. So she came to our speaker training so that she could use speaking to grow this business. And while she was there having lunch with some of the other women, I think there was 4 or 5 of them sitting at lunch, and as they were just sharing and, connecting with each other, one of the women said, "Oh, I just started doing online dating." And Debbie rolls her eyes. And one of the other women said, "Hey, what was that eye rolling all about?" And Debbie went on to share that she was involved in an online romance, and it was a scam, and had sent this person over the course of 2 years in this online romance over $1 million. So I know the gasps are happening on the other end of this webinar. Yes, over $1 million. And Debbie was encouraged. It was the first time she ever spoke about this, shame. This was a big mistake that she made in her life. We don't talk about this stuff. We hide behind it. We keep our smiles up. We pretend everything is good. And through the encouragement she got from the women at that table that day and this entire community supporting her, she got the courage to speak up and share her story. And she now travels the world speaking up about not only on being taken advantage of or catfish and online romance scams, but whatever has happened to us that we may not feel good about, and we're hiding, and we have to be fully expressed. And her lesson is saving somebody else from having this happen to them, or helping someone recover from having made such a tragic mistake. So since Debbie showed up at Women's Prosperity Network, look at what's happened with her. She got the courage to share her story for the first time, and now she's been on Mel Robbins' TV show, Tamron Hall, Dr. Oz. It started by us guiding her and getting her book done. She just got back from speaking in India at the Women's Economic Forum. So what's your story that you need to get out there? That there's nothing like this community that will support you in sharing your mission and sharing your message and building your businesses. Because what women do really great is support each other, especially in our community of Women's Prosperity Network. One of my favorite quotes is from Henry Ford, and he says, "Coming together is a beginning." So we've come together tonight. We were keeping together in this training, and we've made progress. But working together on an ongoing basis, that's truly success. And I want to invite you to become a part of Women's Prosperity Network, to tap in to this extraordinary community where women are not only helping each other, we're building each other up. We're taking it to the next level. We're cheering us on in a place where you can be real, get real, and achieve real results. And I've made it so easy for you to give it a go, give it a shot in this community. You're going to be delighted when you see how easy it is for you to take part and tap into Women's Prosperity Network. Let me share a little bit about who we are and our values, because being that like-spirited community, we want different minds, but we want like spirits. So who are the women of Women's Prosperity Network? Number one, we are women who create and embrace life on our own terms. Your definition of what success means is not the same as it is for me. When I was, I'm an empty nester now, my kids are grown. My definition of success when I first started in business was making sure that I raised my kids well, that they went to the same high school, that I was able to raise them up financially. And now my mission is larger now that my kids have grown. I have a different mission. Whatever your definition of success is, we honor it. And I invite you to embrace it. Don't compare it to anybody else except for what's in your heart and on your spirit that you want to take out to the world. So who else are we? We are women committed to excellence, not perfection. We are committed to excellence, doing our best in everything that we do. And we are women who live with passion, drive, and talent, and we willingly share it with others. So your invitation to become a part of this community starts right now. And let me give an overview of everything that you'll get when you say yes and become a member of Women's Prosperity Network today. We have monthly group mastermind and coaching calls, and you saw what happens with several of our members. When you show up on those calls, you will get business. You will get the resources you need to grow your business from trusted people. We're like a cultivated community, and we check each other out. We do a Zoom mastermind every month where we have a topic where we're growing ourselves as we grow our businesses. We also offer group rates on insurances for you. When you come to our events, both online and in person, we give you the attendee list of everybody there, so you don't have to run around the room collecting business cards. We're going to send you the list of everybody so you can go through the list and you say, oh, Mary, I heard her on that call. I really wanted to follow up with her. Boom, pull out your list, give her a call. We do monthly events and have a member showcase where you'll get to be highlighted so that whoever's at the session gets to know more about you and your business. We have an extensive resource and training library. Our members always get savings and discounts on workshops, conferences, and other things that we offer. We focus on skill building and business building. You'll have opportunities for exposure and powerful and profitable referral network. So join us, become a member now, and look what we did for you. You can become a member today for just $1. So do you have a dollar? This will be the best dollar you ever spent. I invite you to go to womensprosperityNetwork.com/trial and give it a go. You'll get a welcome call with Stephanie, who's our community manager director. We want to find out about you so we can get you connected with the right resources, with the right strategic partners, the right referrals. I know we've got a couple of our members on here with us, so put something in the chat because I know you'll be encouraging these other women that are with us today to step in and become part of Women's Prosperity Network. So you can become a member today for just $1. You're going to get some instant resources and a quick start guide. The first thing that we're going to do is ask you to tell us about you so that when you have your conversation with Stephanie, she can say, go ahead and let me get you connected with who you need to. So let's see, Jacqueline, we have mostly online trainings, and let me tell you that our online connections is where it's at, and it makes it really easy for you. So we don't have a local chapter that meets in person in Arizona, but we use Zoom, and when we do the Zoom sessions, you can see everybody on the screen, so you get an opportunity to really connect. We've figured out a way, finally, to duplicate the connection that we have in person through Zoom. We create that same level of connection online. Pat, so hopefully that answers your question. And like I said, we've got online sessions coming up for you. So getting started for $1 is a perfect way to check it out. After that, it's $34 a month, or you could switch to an annual. But I want you to try it first. I want you to really feel the essence of our community and some of our connections. Kathy, thank you for sharing. Definitely worth the investment, especially since it's only $1 to get started. Pat Iyer says, greatest value coaching program I've ever been in since 2008. Wow, Pat, thank you, thank you, thank you. We appreciate you. And again, I'm gonna say that, say yes to this today. Go ahead and go to womensprosperityNetwork.com/trial. and get started today. And we're doing our part in creating this space for you. The next part is pretty easy. Just show up, connect, share your expertise, share your value. We've been here since 2008, and one of the reasons I know that we're still here is we're doing the right thing for women who are impact focused and want to make a difference. So join us at Women's Prosperity Network. Be the one who says yes to yourself today and tap into this awesome community. All right, we are at the top of the hour. If you have any other questions, you can put them in the chat. You could also feel free to email, and let me put my contact information in here. So I'll put the link, prosperityNetwork.com/trial. So that's the link for you to do the dollar trial is right there in the chat. And you can also email team@womensprosperityNetwork.com or call, let me put it all in there to make your life easy, 370-1176. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. Yeah, Jacqueline, feel free. Oh, look at you, Jacqueline, Network Builders, Arizona. I'm gonna write that down. So you have your own network there or something. I'm looking forward to connecting with you. And let me write that down, .com. All right, I got it, JACQUE. All right, got it. Excellent. Yes, so Jacqueline, Jackie at networkbuildersarizona.com. Perfect. Yeah, so join us. I'm excited to play with all of you, get to know you, and support your visions, your goals, your prosperity. Because when you show up as the one, it keeps coming back to you over and over and over again. And Jacqueline, I put my information in there. Feel free to call and or email so that we can connect deeper. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody, for being with us today. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. If you have any questions, just reach out to us, team@womensprosperityNetwork.com, or better yet, get started today for $1. Go to womensprosperityNetwork.com/trial. Enjoy your networking. Take these tips on and find those strategic alliances. You're most welcome. It's my pleasure to have been here with you. Bye, everybody.